Here's the start of the COVID breakout ride in May 2020, and that's Mother Duck on Mariah. Is Big Goldwing, and here he is about 2 months later. You wouldn't know the same thing. So this video is all about a dream, a lot of courage, hope and perseverance. Yeah, hi everybody, I'm Goose. Welcome to my channel, Loose with Goose. And from what you saw before of him in ICU, and here he is 9 months later. So 9 months before this video was taken, Mother Duck had a stroke, and wasn't particularly good. They got him into hospital, and then he had a major internal bleed, almost died. But just to keep them on their toes while they were patching him up there, he decided to have a couple of heart attacks while he was on the table as well. So I always figured he was a bit of an overachiever, but there we are. They got him back, brought him back from the brink, and got him stabilised, and then the work began. Just before we go any further, I know on Mother Duck's behalf, and I'm not sure if anyone of these people will see it, but from the surgeons right through to the nurse aides, the people who looked after him in hospital, a big shout out and big thank you. They did an absolutely marvellous job. So it was huge trying to get him from where he was to where he is now. His courage and his perseverance were absolutely staggering. Like I remember going up to the hospital to see him, and he said, "Look at this, Goose," and he stood up. And just the sheer act of being able to sit up and then stand up, he was shaking like a leaf. But that's where he was, and he's come through. His speech was starting to come right, his movement and coordination. And he had this dream he was always going to ride again, and if he could, he'd be riding Mariah, his Goldwing. So he kept working away at it, and gradually his coordination and strength started to return. I looked after the bike, there it is there, and I brought it around one day, and that picture of him sitting on it's a bit dark, but he actually walked out to the bike. It took him about 5 minutes, probably a little bit more, to walk the 20 odd metres to get to it and then sit on it, and man, his face just lit up, and we knew then that it was going to happen. It's just a matter of when it was going to happen. He and the physios did a tremendous amount of work getting himself mobile, but as you can see, it looks like he hasn't been off the bike for very long at all. He always was a very, very, very balanced rider. Probably the most balanced rider I've seen. He can get on a bike and he's got it sussed in a couple of minutes. So the ride itself wasn't that long. It was quite long. It's the first ride after you've been through what he's been through, but it was about 45 minutes, and he thoroughly enjoyed it. We were just watching it. We had our comms on, and we were chatting to each other so he could tell us about it as it was going along. But the other thing to realise too, this PC 800 that he's riding, he realised that he couldn't ride the wing anymore. It was a bit heavy for him, and he didn't have the strength for Mariah. So a friend of his, John Donald, had this Pacific Coast 800 for sale, and this is his first ride on that too. So it's his first ride back from a major medical event to what we've got here now, and riding on the PC for the first time as well. So when you look at it going from this is 2 days into ICU, just about dead, to this 9 months later. Now that's a real testament to courage and to hope and to keeping a dream alive. So I've got the utmost respect for this man. He and I, we met in the early 70s, rode together back then. And when we rode again, when we went to Hawke's Bay here, we worked it out. It was 43 years since we'd ridden together. So we'll leave the video here. If this inspires you at all, or you can use it for inspiration for someone else, please share this out. It's an absolutely brilliant story. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and leave a like, hit the subscribe and the bell, and remember to ride free, and of course, God bless.